Hello, Janice.
Hello, Anthony.
Today we're going to describe 3 ways to start probate with no upfront fees. So if you've done your research, you know that a good probate lawyer is not cheap. But don't worry, there are ways to get started without paying an arm and a leg upfront.
So today we will discuss how much are probate attorney fees, when do probate fees have to be paid, and then what to do if you can't afford probate fees.
Good, very good. All right, let's get started. So first, what are typical probate attorney fees for probate, just so you have a sense of, can I afford it just out of pocket? So the most simplest probate case, you're looking at probably around $3,000 minimum, okay? And when I say simple, I mean it's like surviving spouse or adult children. There's no twists, there's no adoptions or non-marital, or it's just, hey, mom passed away and I just need to get to the bank account, or something like that. And then, yeah, you might need an attorney to go to court and get what are called your letters testamentary. And these are the really simplest cases. In that case, yes, you might be able to get it done for about $3,000, at least here in New York. What are you seeing in Pennsylvania, Janice?
That's about the same. The only thing you're saying there, though, is simple. And I haven't run into a ton of simple cases recently. I think it's one of those where it begins simple and might evolve into something more complex.
Yeah, and that's exactly my next point in that,
Yeah.
we've been doing this a while, and rarely is there really a truly simple case. And the fact of the matter is, anytime you blend family, death, money, and just a whole ball of emotions, there's just going to be twists and turns you didn't expect,
Right. So yes, I think that's a reasonable, $3,000 for a very simple, but like you said, I mean, when you're dealing with all that and you factor everything in, then becomes not so simple.
Yeah. So that's the number that we've pegged for the simplest situation. In reality, most cases are pretty close to 5 figures, 10,000 or more.
Yeah.
And if you're talking litigation where people are fighting, you're talking tens of thousands. We're talking big money here.
Oh, litigation's totally, yeah, that's up way up there.
Okay. So now that you know that, yes, you might be able to get your situation done for about 3,000, but in most cases it'll probably be 10,000-ish or more. A lot of people ask, okay, fine. But when are those fees paid? Let's see. So the reason I think folks ask is because, well, first, let me back up. In most cases, an attorney will want a retainer, an upfront payment of at least a few $1,000s just to get started. And that's so, the attorney doesn't end up working for free and you say,
Right.
never mind.
Just kidding. I'll see ya.
Just kidding, right? But a lot of folks wonder, hey, wait a second. This whole case is about me receiving, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of $1,000s in inheritance. Can't you, Mr. Attorney, just get paid from the estate? Doesn't that make sense? And the answer is yes, that can work. And we'll talk about how, the situations where that works. But you just have to understand that it's not as cut and dry as that, because to you, it might seem as clear as day. I'm going to receive $100,000 from my aunt's estate. All you have to do is push some papers around and, take your money when you get my money. Doesn't always work out that way.
No.
There's usually a good chance that you're not inheriting what you think you are. There might be a will that you didn't know about, so that kind of cuts you out. There might be beneficiaries on the accounts that mean that the estate is actually not, like, let's say, grandma's main bank account actually, listed some other grandchild as the main beneficiary. So there's really nothing left for you. There's just a whole bunch of situations
There's so many scenarios where you think it could be millions and maybe not.
Pretty much. So there's this pretty significant risk that the money is just not there. The inheritance is just not there. And if you want the attorney to join you in that risk, there needs to be you have to come to an appropriate arrangement, which we'll talk about next. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. You're probably wondering, what do you do if you just can't afford the probate fees? Your attorney wants a $3,000, $4,000 retainer and you just don't have it, or you don't want to pay it, right? there's really two choices to get started without any upfront legal fee payment. First is to do a deferred fee, and the second is to do a contingent fee. Working with an attorney on a deferred fee basis means that the attorney will just get paid at the end as you've requested. In order for that to work, there needs to be some sort of mechanism to secure the attorney's fee, or at least some due diligence to make sure that the estate is actually there. In our office, the way we make sure that we're secured is we will only take a deferred fee case if you've also asked me to be the executor, and that way I'm basically insured to to make sure that legal fees are paid, and you kind of get the double bonus of now you have a professional executor running the ship, and things will probably go a lot faster and smoother than if
Oh, definitely.
Knucklehead cousin Joey was the executor.
Oh, that's definite. Yep.
The other option is a contingent fee. This is, I think in England, they call contingent fees no win, no fees. Have you heard that before, Janet?
Yes. Yep.
So this is more normal or more well-known in things like car accidents.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
Trip and fall.
Slip and
things like that.
falls, yeah.
It's basically, I don't pay anything now, but if my attorney wins for me, then he collects a percentage of whatever whatever he wins for me, and I get the rest.
Right.
Is that a reasonable explanation?
That's exactly.
And I don't know why I keep referencing movies lately, but if you want a good breakdown of that, Erin Brockovich has a neat little scene about that. Yeah. So that type of arrangement where it's kind of no win, no pay doesn't work for every type of estate. It actually only works for certain types of contested or litigious type situations. And what I mean by that is like a will contest or a kinship hearing where you need to prove that you're actually related to this person who died, or you need to prove that somebody is not related, someone who's trying to get a share. Or situations where the assets are uncertain or need to be, won for the estate. Those are all situations where it is a sort of win or lose type scenario. All right. And so that's it. If you can't afford to get started or to pay an upfront fee, then think, ask about a deferred fee or a contingent fee and how that might work out for you.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you just suggest that when you're making contact with, an attorney, even if it's not us, just ask, right? It's just talk it over and see what is available to you. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask, right?
For sure. I mean, look, I know that finding and hiring an attorney can be like a job in and of itself. I'm aware that it's a lot of phone calls, a lot of consultations. So, save yourself some effort. And if this is something that you're looking for, just ask up front if this is something they do, because if they don't, you can kind of skip that attorney and just really focus your time on attorneys who will be able to work with you.
Yes. Yep. Then at least if you're in that boat, you can steer in that direction.
Absolutely. I think that's all we have for today. I think that's it, Janice.
Okay. Well, if you want to learn more, check out Anthony's book, How Probate Works, available on Amazon.
Very good. Well, thank you again, as always, Janice. Thank you, folks, for listening, and we will talk next time. Bye now.
Talk soon.